Man, what if I told you there's a classic luxury car out there, a real road king that's tougher than a brand new supercar and won't leave you stranded or broke? Stick with me, cause by the end of this ride, I'm gonna drop a hidden gem that'll blow your mind, and you'll be itching to hunt one down. Welcome to Gearhead's Garage, where we live for the growl of an engine and the stories baked into every curve of chrome. Today, we're tearing into 12 classic luxury cars that laugh in the face of modern tech, still running strong while new rides are coughing up error codes. Buckle up. This is gonna be a cruise through history, grit, and pure automotive soul. Picture this. It's 1985, and you're sliding into a leather seat that smells like money and cigars. The dash is all analog, no touchscreen nonsense. Just dials that tick like a fine watch. That's the vibe of these classics built when luxury meant bulletproof engineering, not Wi-Fi connectivity. First up, the Mercedes-Benz W123. This thing's a tank in a tuxedo. Back in the 70s and 80s, Mercedes didn't mess around. The W123 diesel could rack up 1,000,000 miles and still beg for more. I knew a guy, old taxi driver, in Berlin, swore his 82-40D was possessed, kept running through floods, snow, even a fender bender that totaled a Fiat. Find one today, and it's like adopting a loyal dog that'll never quit on you. Now, let's talk the W140 S-Class, the early 90s beast. This was Mercedes saying, we're done playing nice. It's got V1 to power, a ride smoother than a jazz saxophone, and reliability that shames half the cars rolling off lots today. Sure, it drinks gas like a frat boy at a kegger, but when you're floating down the highway, you're the king of the road. These cars were over-engineered. Think of them as the automotive equivalent of a Swiss Vault. You can still snag one for under 20 grand, and it'll outlast your neighbor's fancy electric SUV. Let's shift gears to the BMW E33 series. Yeah, it's not a Rolls, but hear me out. This thing's a luxury cruiser disguised as a driver's car. Back in the late 80s, it was the yuppie's dream: tight handling, buttery inline-six, and tough as nails. My buddy Dave's got one with 300,000 miles, still purring like it's fresh off the Munich line. Rust is the only enemy, so hunt for a clean one, and UVA got a daily driver that'll make you grin every time you hit a curve. Now, let's get weird with the Toyota Century. Japan's Emperor Level limo, rocking a V12, the only one Toyota ever made. It's like a Rolls-Royce with samurai soul. Never sold in the States, but you can import one now that they're over 25 years old. These things are built to survive earthquakes, metaphorically and maybe literally. Fuel economy, awful. But when you're rolling in a car that whispers I'm untouchable, who cares? Across the pond, the Lincoln Continental from the early 60s is pure American swagger. Those suicide doors. Cooler than a '69 Mustang in a Tarantino flick, the 430 cubic inch V8 is lazy but unstoppable, and the build quality was Ford's middle finger to Cadillac. My uncle had one, drove it cross-country in '64, said it felt like piloting a yacht. Find one with the 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty still intact. You're golden. Then there's the Jaguar XJ12 from the early 70s. That V12 purrs so smooth, you'd swear it's haunted by a panther. Ride and handling were unreal for the time, and it's still a head-turner. Sure, old Jags had a rep for electrical gremlins, but the XJ12's mechanical heart is stout. Keep the wiring tidy, and it'll run forever. I saw one at a car show last summer, gleaming like it just rolled out of Coventry. Owner swore it's never left him stranded. Let's not sleep on the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. Mid-60s to 80s, this was the pinnacle of posh. Hydro-pneumatic suspension made it glide like a magic carpet, and the interior, like a gentleman's club on wheels. Yeah, maintenance ain't cheap, but these were built to last, for aristocrats who didn't tolerate failure. A well-kept Shadow is a middle finger to disposable modern luxury. Now, the Lexus LS400 from the early 90s, Toyota said, we're gonna build a Mercedes killer. And they did. That V8 is so reliable, it's basically a cockroach, survives anything. I knew a guy who used one as a daily driver for 400,000 miles. Only changed the oil and brakes. Understated looks, but the soul of a warrior. Snag one for peanuts, and you're living better than most new car buyers. The Audi A8 from the late 90s is another sleeper. Not as flashy as a 7 Series, but that aluminum space frame and V8 power made it a tech marvel. It's aged like fine wine, and parts are still easy to find. My neighbor's got a 2000 model, still runs like it's auditioning for a Fast and Furious cameo. Let's throw in the Cadillac Eldorado Broom from the late 50s. Hand-built, over-the-top decadence. It had a V8 that could tow a small planet and a suspension that soaked up potholes like they were insults. Rare as hen's teeth, but if you find one, it's a time capsule of American excess that still runs like a dream. The Volvo 240 wagon. Yeah, it's boxy, but it's a fortress. 70s and 80s models are still hauling families around like it's no big deal. Simple to fix, reliable as gravity. I saw one with 600,000 miles at a gas station last week. Honor just shrugged and said, It's a Volvo, and the Chrysler Imperial from the early 60s. Pure Detroit muscle dressed in a tux. That 413 V8 could move mountains, and the push-button transmission was sci-fi cool. Built like a battleship, these things still cruise with authority. Alright, here's the hidden gem, I promised. The 1989 Jaguar XJS V12. People dogged it for those funky rear buttresses, but time's been kind. It's a grand tour that refuses to die. My pal Tony's got one 250,000 miles, still eats highways for breakfast. The V12's smoother than a Sinatra ballad, and it's got style that modern cars can't touch. Find one for under 15 grand and you're stealing a legend. These cars, man, they're not just metal and leather, they're stories. Built in an era when engineers cared about forever, not just the lease term. Compare that to today's ride screens that glitch, sensors that fail, and batteries that cost more than the car. These classics. They're the real deal, still outrunning the junkyard while new cars are in the shop. So, here's the big question to chew on. Why do we keep chasing shiny new tech when these old-school beasts prove luxury and reliability can coexist? Maybe it's time to ditch the touchscreen and hunt down a classic that'll still be rolling when the robots take over. Drop your favorite classic in the comments, and let's keep the gearhead fire burning. See you on the road.